Success and equity. You'll find them at BC. Success is what you want. Equity is when we give you the tools and help to get that success. It doesn't matter who you were before. We're here to level the playing field and create a fair world where you can succeed no matter who you are, what you look like, or where you were before. We'll tell you how on BC TV.
And now your host, Francis Mayer.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Francis Mayer, and welcome to Success and Equity on BC TV. This is a show where we reach out to the Bakersfield College student, and really people who aren't Bakersfield College students yet, because if you're successful in Bakersfield, I'm guessing that you have a connection to Bakersfield College, whether that's the Porterville campus, Delano, or the great grand facility at 1801 Panorama. Now, this morning, we're going to talk to somebody who is on his way to greatness, but he's definitely seen it at halftime during Renegade football games. Good morning and welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning, good morning.
And tell us who you are.
My name is Jose Cortez. I'm a student at Bakersfield College, and I'm a student senator for Bakersfield Student Government Association.
And you didn't set out to become part of student government when you were a little tiny boy. Like you have not always been this hard charger who's very involved from what I hear.
Oh, very involved. No, I was a very nervous kid. Stuck to myself, stuck to a couple friends, family members, stayed in my room. I was very enclosed.
And you're not a little guy.
No.
So you didn't have
I'm a big dude.
You are a big dude.
Very big dude.
Yes. Save some room on the sofa, please. And why do you think you were so nervous, man? You're very friendly. You're fun to talk to. We had a good time in the green room.
I have no idea. I guess, I don't know, when you deal with a lot of stuff like depression and people picking on you all the time, I had that mindset that people always would talk about, like, oh, don't be nervous. You're so shy. You're so this and that. I was that so person. So every time I heard that in my head, I was like, oh, maybe I am a shy person. Maybe I really don't like people. And then over time, I kind of developed through sports like wrestling. You kind of meet a lot of other students and other athletes. So over time, you keep developing. So like I told you, a couple of years ago, if you would have asked me about student government, I would have said no. But I found out about student government, got a little insight from a friend who was part of student government, a fellow senator. And I applied. I went into that interview. I saw the whole vice president, president, advisor, Senate. And right there and then I was like, you know what, I want to be here. This is my place. And I took it.
And yes, listen to that. That is authoritative right there. He just went after it and got it. Now, I wrestled too. And sometimes people ask, well, what's the benefit? What's the benefit of athletics? And the benefit of athletics is what you just said. Mm-hmm. You meet people, you learn how to get along with others. When you're on a team with people, you're on a team with people that are white, black, purple, everything. You meet all kinds of people, and a lot of times you travel with them, you have meals with them, and you overcome differences, right?
Yeah, a lot of diversity, especially in wrestling, because a lot of wrestlers cut weight. And when you see other wrestlers of different ethnicities and nationalities and you're on a team together and you see all them going through the same thing, it's kind of enlightening. Wow, I'm not the only person. So it kind of brings light to your mind and you kind of develop over it.
You most definitely do. In wrestling, because of the way the weight classes work, you don't have to be a certain body type or whatever. I mean, there's like from 103s in high school, 103 pounds.
103.
And those dudes scrap. They get down up to 275. So every body type, and you learn to get along with them. So who was that senator, by the way? Who was the person that you kind of...
Tanya Bernal. She's a senator. She kind of told me about it. I was chilling at Missions Record Office, just doing homework.
Just being you, just chilling out.
Being myself.
Yes.
She's like, Jose, you're very outgoing. Won't you join student government? I was like, what is that? Turned her laptop around, gave me a little thing. Spent 5 hours doing my application, writing my letter of intent, going over my resume. Like, I shouldn't put that on there. Let me scratch that off. Let me fix this. And then I sent it in that night. And then next I got an email from Vice President. And then he said, come in on so-and-so date. I went in there, did my interview, took it, did an oath, became a senator.
And now you're decked out in red from head to toe. You got a coffee cup here that says...
See, you got to put your name on the coffee cup.
You do? You made really a choice. Hold that up there. Hold that up.
You got to put your name on it.
You do. He put his name on it.
Someone might throw it away. Someone might take it. I got to
Mine is decorated. I have the Renegades logo on it, and also some. That's a popular computer company, but I'm tired of advertising for companies, so I went ahead and I customized it with some tape there.
It looks like I need to upgrade my cup. Put a little Renegade sticker on there.
Well, I think we need to get you one. I
Let
think
me
you're
turn
right.
this around.
There you go. There we go. That's perfect. And you just pretty much summed up the Bakersfield College experience. You took the leap of faith and you came to school, first of all. And little known fact, I am not from Bakersfield. It's my hometown now. I love it. I claim it. And I think that everybody who has a bad idea about Bakersfield there's something wrong with them. This is a great community, right?
Great. We have so many great people here. A lot of people don't know. We had a lot of great athletes like the Carr brothers, Colby from the Rangers, even George Bush, and George Bush Jr. has been here before. His dad lived here and sold oil equipment. And George Bush was like 3 years old during the time. They stayed here for a time. So we have a lot of great people here, like Mayor Hall, Congressman Thomas, so on and so forth.
Now, you are a guy that's going to become what we call a brand evangelist for Bakersfield. You're going to tell people, like you just told me, man, here's all these great people who are from our community. But what always makes me smile is the stories like the one you just told about getting involved with student government. You had a friend who was like, hey, check this out. You should give it a shot. And you jumped through the hoops. And that's where a lot of people get hung up. They don't either have stick-to-itiveness or follow-through. And you weren't anointed or blessed. You didn't come from a family unless you're hiding something from me, like the Bushes, where it was just preordained that you were going to be get involved in student government and go on to great things. Mm-hmm. Were you?
Was I? No.
Okay.
My family, my mom's from Long Beach, so she had a tough time. Moved to Modesto, where I was born, and she had 3 kids. She had me when she was 17, 18, and 19. And decided I got my determination from her. She kind of picked herself up and was like, I can be better than this. Got her GED, went to school, and ended up being a dental assistant. She's been a dental assistant since her early 20s.
Good for her. See, she went out in there and carved a place out for herself in life. She followed through. And you don't... I don't like the term rocket scientist because maybe those guys aren't really good at anything but making rockets. But she wasn't necessarily like a perfect student heading into it, but she followed through, she stuck with it, she completed it, and she built on it from there. And now she performs a useful role in society. What did you think you were going to be when you were younger?
I had a lot of phases. But
Phases.
Phases.
Give it to me. What?
I always wanted to be a firefighter and a wildland firefighter. That's when I was a kid.
Okay.
Then eventually I wanted to be a WWE wrestler. We all had those nice...
Frank the Tank.
Yeah,
I wanted to be
I wanted to be the brown Ric Flair. That's what I wanted to do.
Oh my God.
I wanted to walk around and dance, get all the ladies.
Woo!
Exactly. And then over time, I kind of just like...
Would that have been your
left it
name?
alone? No.
The brown Ric Flair?
I would have been the Chocolate Cowboy.
Oh
that was my name when I was 9.
Oh my God, I love
the Chocolate
this.
Cowboy. Had a big old drawn sign that said Chocolate Cowboy. And then after I realized that kind of sounded bad, kind of cut that off. And then over time, I just pretty much just stayed in school, went through my tribulations, overcame them, kept going and going. And then when I came back to BC, I actually went to West Hills College, Lemoore. That's where I wrestled a fall semester in the summer.
Really?
Summer and fall. I was there in 2011. And then I stopped after that because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I started having all these things hit me at once. I gave up. And I was like, oh, man, I gave up. I'm not going to be anybody. And then over time, I just became a hard worker. And then I started to realize I was getting stronger and stronger, just not physically, but mentally. I started getting stronger and stronger. And every time after that I failed, I picked myself up and I kept going. And then I ended up here back in Bakersfield. And then I was chilling here and I was like, you know what do I want to do? What do I want to do with my life? And I was watching this documentary about firefighters that were in 9/11. And I was like, man, I remember when I wanted to be a firefighter. I wanted to be a wildland firefighter. So I came to school. I didn't know if that was for sure what I wanted. So I just put down kinesiology because I love sports. I think the human body is very interesting.
It is.
Especially through athletics. They go through a lot. And I was like, man, I love this so much. And I sat in my chair. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a firefighter. To put this kinesiology aside, I want to be a firefighter. So now my courses I'm taking, It's fire tech. I want to get my AA in fire tech and my certificate in violin. So right now I have a couple wildfire classes, a fire class at the well, and a seasonal basic training at the Olive Drive Center.
Wow.
So I'm on my way to living my dream. I ain't there yet.
No,
I'm on my way there.
but you
I'm
are
climbing.
You absolutely are. Oh, by the way, he's here to talk about homecoming, but he's turned out to be an interesting person. So we're talking to the good senator right now. But you weren't always on that route, and now
no.
you are, and it's remarkable. But it started out with sticking with it. Now, other places the other place I lived up north, there weren't a lot of opportunities. And here in Bakersfield, we love hard work. We have our folks that pull energy out of the ground the hard way out in the oil fields. We have people who pull produce out of the ground in the agricultural fields, and that's all hard work. That is. There's no two ways about it. Like, there's no easy way to produce oil, and there's no easy way to feed the nation. And that carries over, I think, into other arenas of life in Kern County. And that friend of yours, she was like, "Hey, how about SGA? Look, I'll show you how to do it." She wasn't hateful. She wasn't like, "No, I don't want you to know. I'm gonna give this opportunity
This is
to
too
someone else."
secret.
Yeah,
You might not want to know.
yeah. She let
But
you
she
into
didn't do
it.
that. She let me into it. I got stronger because I lived in a little city of Corcoran, California, one of the smallest cities in California.
It's part of the prison belt.
Part of the prison belt. When you hear Corcoran, you think prison. There's this little city right there,
Yeah.
hidden right behind it. It's actually the farming capital of California, to be exact.
Is it really?
Pistachios, cotton, and so on and so forth. That's where I began to grow stronger as a person. Was that?
But it came out of despair. You were a little bummed out after the West Hills experience.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's where I finished high school actually, because I was a bad little boy. We all were at one point.
Oh, well, now hold on. Now the plot is thickening. Listen, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with the Chocolate Cowboy, and we're going to find out about how he was a bad little boy. But we're also going to find out about a lot of fun stuff. There is a bunch of really, well, as my mom would say, hoot and a half. We're going to have a hoot and a half for homecoming. So don't go anywhere. There's more BCTV coming up next.